What's going on, everybody? It's Virtual Handhelds 24. I got a couple games I want to show off. One of them is something that someone had left in the comments requesting to see if we could get working. It was a 3DS game, so I jumped on it right away just because those are easier to get. But there is one game that I can't find, I can't get, and I don't think I'll be able to emulate. It's called Ironfall. I checked that out. I was like, man, it looks awesome. But since it's like, I guess it was an eShop game or something, or homebrew, it just, forget about it. But I definitely want to find a way to play that. Alright, so I have Fire Emblem on there. I haven't adjusted my settings from last time when I showed Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon off. So we are going to take some things down, but I'm just going to limit the speed. That's it. Everything else just worked. So I'm assuming it'll work just fine at 100%. Doesn't need to go 200%. But let's just go over the settings. So we'll start in graphics. Just try to see what I have turned on. Internal resolution, I know, we'll just leave it at 2. We could probably do 3, but I think it's a turn-based game, so I don't know if that's gonna really matter. Texture filter too, you could like, I don't need to have that on, I just have it on. But the delay game render thread, I have it at 2500. That seems to be a sweet spot, so we're just gonna leave that there. And then, I mean, we can disable right eye render. That's supposed to help with performance, but I just left it off at this point. But the more important thing is that I have my CPU clock speed to 400%. So when I loaded the game up, it was everything that I just showed you, but it was also at 200%, so it was moving really fast. If the game struggles, I'm not going to go back to or revert my settings to normal to see what exactly needs to work. We're just going to leave them from what we did with Luigi's Mansion, or down there. So we'll load it up. And I'll turn up the volume. I'll zoom in too. I think I made a profile. Yeah, I don't have no idea how to play this. I could try to figure it out, but as you can see, in game we're at 60 frames per second and speed is 100%, so it's running at full speed, I would imagine. But I don't know how to do this. Like, do I go here? Units guide. Like, I know we gotta get to like some sort of gameplay. What is this? I should have done that. Okay. I'm already at level 2. Okay, well, you know. Okay, well, let's go this way. We'll wait. Like a padre. Wait.
Are you ready?
Okay. Oh yeah. Alright, let's get him. Hacha! Attack! Wait. Okay. Ooh, this game is hard to run. Okay, I see what people are talking about. This is easy. the turn-based is where everything goes wrong. Alright, let's go to settings. It's gonna take it like to a whole nother level. But we're just gonna bump it up to 3,000 and see if we get improvements, because that's not bad, but there's stuttering and still graphical issues. That's not gonna be acceptable. Okay. Oh, did I die already? Alright, it's up to you, buddy. Okay, whatever. Let's get him. Okay, less graphical issues, but kind of a slowdown. Alright, let's go back. Let's just do, oopsies, do 125. Doesn't need to be higher than 100% for clock speed, but maybe that will help when we get into actual gameplay. Attack! Do it! RH24, let's go! It's better. Oh, cool, we won. Uh-oh.
You alright? That's the end of him. Thanks to you, we carried the day.
I mean, it looks pretty good. It's just at 2x though. Oh. Oh no.
This is not your fault. Promise me you'll escape from this place. Please.
Terrible. Terrible. Okay. Okay.
We have to do something.
Okay, I think this game works. I don't know much more. There's graphical issues sometimes, but they're very minor. For the game to work, for the most part, it does. I have the speed limit at 125, so frames per second, it's going up there, it's 75, but as you can see, the clock speed is matching what the clock speed we set it at, which means the game is running perfectly, or is pretty good, I would say. So 100, it would be at 60. Since we're at 125, it's 75. But when you get into like the gameplay or the attacking mode, and it goes from 2D to 3D, that's when it like slows down. So you want to kind of have it at a higher clock speed, but you want that CPU to be at 400%. If this game is not hard to emulate, it's when you get into those battles. That's like what we just witnessed. We had to change the delay game render threads to 3000. Just do that. And then you could change the clock speed to 125. I mean, obviously you could just speed through the text. There's gonna be a bunch of that, I would imagine. But it works just fine from what we just tested. I don't know if there's another area. I don't know if I'm gonna get that far in this game, but it works fine. So we're gonna close that out. So I got Captain America. I'm not gonna like, because I gotta tinker with those. I don't know what the settings they need or blah blah. I got Metroid Prime Federation Force. I want to play those. I did try getting Ironfall. Couldn't, like I said, I couldn't get it. But that game looks sick to be on the 3DS or basically to emulate because it's a shooter game and it looked really clean. I was like, man, we could up the res. But of course, there's it was one of those games you just can't get it. So I have to see about that. I doubt I will. But going back to Dark Moon, so someone in the comments was saying that you could just emulate this right through Switch. And like you guys know how I feel about this thing in Switch. It's hit or miss, right? I've tried to emulate this multiple times. So, and I tried it with the basic settings. I mean, look at that. There's nothing, right? And I guess I could turn this on. Maybe that'll help. I shouldn't say a bunch of times, but I did try a few times. And I even put it in debug mode. Cancel, because we'll just take debug mode out. Oh, it was in debug. Or debug mode is off. And I mean, accuracy is unsafe. Here, we'll try it with auto. And right now it's not in debug mode. Also, it slows the CPU down, but I was just trying to get it to work. 400% won't matter really. If maybe it does matter. Let's turn this down. Was that 204? We'll make this quick because I want to show off another game, and we'll keep it at 0.75 because I mean, if it loads, it loads. And then, the best driver for the RP5, we're using, was it Sadachi? It's promising. Oh yeah, there we go. I always think it's going to load and it doesn't. So again, if you guys know in the comments, hey, feel free to let me know. I'll keep tinkering with unless someone tells me. There's no update for this either. At least not that I'm aware of. So it's not like something like that. I got, I'm working on this game. Someone requested it. And I almost got it working. Almost. There's just like a graphical issue with the players, and I think that's just an update that needs to be happen, which I'm currently downloading, but it's forever. I don't know if I can even fit it on this device, but if I can and it fixes everything, I'll definitely just show you what I did. But I did get it working. It's just you can't see the characters, or I shouldn't say characters, the players. You can see everything else, but the players are like shadows. It's so weird. But I don't want to waste too much time on that. But that was Fire Emblem. So take full advantage of those settings. And then the special treat of the day is going to be this guy. You know how I feel about this guy. What am I looking for? Yeah. All that just for that. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go over the settings. So in case you got a 406H, or if you have a 556, because I never heard the end of that one in the comments. Someone thought I was undermining the device because of the joystick size. That was never the case. The 557 is what I was telling people to just for now, avoid because the tariffs and the price, and you can't even get it unless you get lucky and you find a warehouse in America that has it shipped, and then you pay for it. You know, I do like testing Mali GPUs. I mean, I'm doing it right now. So it's just for me personally, I don't know if I would want to spend, I don't know, it'd be like close to, if it was flat 250, maybe. If it gets closer to 300, that's just so much money to put into something that, like this, I'm unsure of what it can do, and I have to like find out. And I have to play with settings, and it takes a long time. I mean, maybe not so much now because I've tested this thing out. So if you do have a 557, pay attention. If you do have a 556, pay attention, because this is how I get games to work without changing the GPU driver. It starts in core. You want to change your PPU threads to 8. And then, I haven't tried this yet, but eventually I will get to it. The max compile threads. It's just, we have so much to work with. I just left it at 0, but I usually like to give that a number, you know. But for today, we're not going to. But preferred SPU threads, I changed it to 4. SPU delay penalty, that's defaulted at 3, leave it there. And then I don't want to miss anything. I think that's it for core. Video, we're at 720 by 480, lowest 4 by 3 because it's a 4 by 3 screen. Disable MSAA, shader precision low, makes the device work less hard, I guess. Use GPU texture scaling, so graphical issues. With this one game, this does help that situation, and stretch display area just in case the 4 by 3 doesn't like stretch to the size of the screen. Multi-thread RSX. Oh, I did miss something. I gotta go back to core. And then resolution scale, we're at 60 because again, we're working with this bad boy. But since the screen's so small, it don't matter. It's kind of a win. And then Vulkan, Force, FIFU, Present Mode. And then sharpness is down to 0. This is defaulted at safe, change it to fast. Okay. And then let me go back to core because there's a big part I missed. Affinity. Change all your cores to RSX. If you have a Mali GPU device and you're emulating RPCSX or PS3 games, change these to all RSX. Make sure in video too you have the multi-thread RSX on, and then I'm going to play around with this accurate RSX reservation access. I think that might help, but I have to do more research. I've yet to even tinker with the PS3 or the RPCS3 PC version emulator. I'm just haven't had time, but I want to, so I can learn more about this Android version and see what we could do to improve performance by having a better understanding of using the PC version. So a lot of people request this in the past, and I got it working on the Mini, I think. Now it's not perfect, and I barely played like, I don't know, a minute and a half of it. And I threw on GPU texture scaling and it fixed the graphical issue, but I stopped, so. And it's still loading, so I'll just pause it. All right. I'll zoom in. This scene right here was so hard to get rid of the graphical issues on the Odin until I forgot even how I did it too. I just have to watch my video again of what crazy settings I had to get all these graphical issues to disappear. And right now it just loads up fine, right?
Alright, Murphy, it's all set. Make it quick, huh? Follow me.
Yeah, this is about as far as I got, so I don't know what it's gonna be like.
Come on, Murphy, stop screwing around.
And I didn't mention, make sure turbo mode's on. Should always be on. I just can't believe that even the audio, like I know the audio is terrible right now, but I had to turn audio off to get games working. So this emulator is coming a long way. Get the knife. Oh, I gotta, that's right, I gotta turn these on. Yeah. Hopefully we don't lose too many frames doing this. Okay.
Scared the hell out of me. What the hell's going on? Where's Sewell? There's been a mistake. I'm a sequestered prisoner. You're not supposed to be here. Guards? Officer Sewell? Hello?
You don't recognize me, do you?
What? No, Guard! Guard! Anybody?
We used to be neighbors.
Guards! Guards, open the goddamn door! Help somebody!
I mean, this is so far pretty cool.
This is a violation of my rights. Who the hell do you think you are? When I talk to the warden,
No one's listening.
Help! Jesus, help me!
So we'll see how gameplay is. Okay. Gotta find the other weapon. Was it? Nope. Some crazy thing to run fast. There you go. This crazy thing, it's just freaking right bumper. Hacha! Alright, it's gonna go into this long walking scene. But you get the drift. Not bad. This device keeps impressing me more and more. And again, back to the 556. Same chipset, same everything, just has an OLED screen. You know. And the joysticks I don't have a problem with because they're the same joysticks that are on here. Okay. And these are just fine. In fact, these have very good grip. So I do like them, you know. I don't really care about cardinal snapping, but I know that does drive people crazy. But you can do a lot with these. You just have to do the research on the settings. And once I get Winlater back up and running, like safe, and get the, you know, settings correct, I'm going to try more Winlater on here too. I got a few games in mind I'm going to get and see if I get them working on here. But this is, you know, this is just not the settings I applied. This is just the emulator coming through, you know, where it's at now. And people are always looking for like the performance to just increase. So games, you know, are playing at the normal speed or playable. But this isn't supposed to be even work on here, and we got it working. Granted, it's not the best, it's not the best looking, but it's still so impressive that this game even works. And you saw the settings, besides core and all those things we did, video there wasn't much that we changed. Just a few things we turned on, and then resolution low, and then resolution scale 60. We could try other things real quick. But I noticed, because I tried changing the graph, making it smaller because it took up half the screen. It didn't change it when I set it to minimum. So I'm not sure if this will even apply to the game while we're in game. Might work afterwards, but I mean, we could try force C buffer, but that might reduce performance, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't tell. It goes up and down. Man, I just can't get over it. This is amazing. Take full advantage. Again, just because we can't change the GPU driver, there's other things we could do to fiddle with the settings to make games work. This is playing really well. Like, it's almost there to being like just playable. I'll have to do more testing. And before people start requesting more games on the 406H, I need to like figure out exactly, because every game's different, and I haven't even figured out fully like what to get this game at the maximum. I just guessed with resolution and the RSX and the Infinity cores. I had that already preset and everything, but I definitely wanted to try this out because it's a smaller game. But it's also, you know, it's a 3D intense game, so it's cool that it works. And the audio is not bad either on it. I couldn't even get audio to work on the other games, but that was before the updates, so man, it's just so awesome. Like, it just brings so much life back into the, like, this little device, and it's so cool that, you know, besides streaming or playing little 3D games or 2D games on here, you can play a PS3 game on here. And I would say this game is like from small to large. This is almost medium sized. It's like 7 gigs, so it's not like a little shoot 'em up game. It's a fairly decent sized 3D game, and we got it working. But before we go any further, I'm going to stop because I'm going to keep playing. Yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you made it this far, thank you again so much for watching. Definitely get it. Just remember the settings. Just go back to the beginning of the video. If you have any questions, I'll try to respond to them. But as you can see, I'm probably not going to respond until tomorrow. It's past my bedtime. And thanks again. You guys have a wonderful night.